Hello again everyone, this is back on KKCA with a new video, and today is gonna be so cool because I'm gonna be showing you how to create this Super Nintendo controller or gamepad, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, it's just gonna be the same as the keyboard tutorial. It's gonna be like 2 to 3 parts. In the first one I'm gonna be showing you how to model, and in the second one I'm gonna be showing you how to texture this 3D model and just light it, just prepare it for final render. And I would also like to mention that maybe our next video is going to be about me making a tutorial about this Nintendo Game Boy Color. So everything's going to be so cool and pretty, and you may check my Behance account for any updates or any renders or anything like that. So you may suggest tutorials too. So without any further ado, let's get into the video. First thing you're gonna need to do is obviously try to find a nice reference image from Google and then download it, because we want to use it and we want to work with the reference. And for my case, it's just gonna be this image of I know it's low res and it's not very detailed, but yeah, it's gonna do the job just fine. So let's just close Chrome and go to Cinema 4D, and that's the project, ladies and gentlemen, which we'll end up with. And let's just go to options and then configure, or you can just click on this shortcut and then it's going to take you here. Then just middle click, go to the front view, and then go to back and just load in your image. I think I can try to do this. So that's great. I could do it, and I should just increase the transparency until I get something that I can work with and not distract me from my workspace, obviously. So the first thing we want to do is just really go to the pen tool and start drawing this gamepad, and we just want to focus on one side. So for this purpose, it's just going to be the one that's on my right, this side. And then we're going to put this inside a symmetry, and it's going to make it perfectly symmetrical and mirrored, so we wouldn't really have to worry about creating two exact looking splines. So the way we're gonna need to do that is just maybe move this a little bit to the right, so now it's more in the center, as you can see, like telling from the wire. Okay, and then we just don't really want to start from this perfectly zero position. We just want to move a little bit to the right and create our first point, then just move to the right, start creating, then just start creating again. And it doesn't really have to be perfect, because we're gonna fix that obviously later. So we just need to draw something that looks close to what we really want, and then yeah, and then that's and then it will be easier to fix later on. So now that we have created our spline segments, and we just need to click on escape to release. Sorry, I just misclicked that. So, and then just go to the rectangular selection. We just need to copy the position of this spline, and then it's gonna be the X position, so the X is the red and the Y is the green and the Z is the blue one. So yeah, let's just copy the X position of this one and then paste it over here. That's looking perfect. And by the way, if you ever want to work with my layout, I'm just gonna be sure to include it down in the video description, so you guys can download it and use it too. And if you want, I can just make a video tutorial to show you how you can customize your layout and use mine or something like that. So yeah, we just want to make sure that this is aligned with this one. So we just need to copy the Y position of this one and paste it over here. Sorry, just copy the position and then just paste it over here. So that's looking a lot more organized and aligned. And what we want to do now is just really click on Control A to select all the points, or we can just do that by using the rectangular tool, and that's why I told you to use it. So yeah, and then just click on U and then S to subdivide, and then U and then S to subdivide once again, or you can just right click, then you can choose subdivide. And now that we have a little bit subdivisions to work with, we can just start smoothing our splines. So just go to the spline tool, click and hold and select the spline, smooth. And we want to drag the strength a lot more down. Okay, And that's already looking nice and smooth and rounded. It's looking great and it's not difficult. Okay, great. Just want to click out of this and see if we're getting something that looks great, and we are, and I'm happy for that. And I think we just messed things up a little bit here, and that's not really the way to do it. So just select these two splines, then click on U, then S to create a subdivision, and then just drag this a little bit to the bottom, and then just drag this a little bit to the bottom too, and this one a little bit to the bottom too. No, it's really eyeballing, so it's not going to be perfect by any means, but yeah, we can try to do our best to make it as close to as we want as possible. Or just go to this spline, then just control and hold, and then just click a point there, then just drag this a little bit to the right, looking a lot more pretty. And select these 3 points, and then click on US to create some subdivisions, because we want to make this better, obviously. And that's not looking bad, not at all. So just and I obviously spent a lot more time with this, so you can spend a lot more time on it too, then get better results. But just for the sake of this video, I'm not gonna do everything exactly the same. I'm not gonna take as much time as I did when making this one. So it's just a video tutorial to show you how I did it, and then you can make it on your own. You see, just want to delete these segments that are in the middle because they're gonna be useless. This is a straight line, so now everything is looking great, and I'm liking this result. So just create a symmetry. You can just go over here, then click on symmetry and add it, and then just put your spline inside that symmetry, you know, and then just click on C to make it editable, or you can just go over here, which can be found over there, but I just moved it. Obviously that's my personal layout. Yeah, once you have it there, just drag this spline and then put it like just drag it out. Okay, go up a little bit and select these 2 points, and then right click and then click on join segments. So now these 2 segments are joined, and then just click on close spline, and that's gonna connect these 2 segments over there. And yeah, it's looking very nice, and I'm liking it, quite frankly speaking. And we just need to load in an extrude NURB. You can just go over here to the NURBs, and then just load in an extrude NURB, and then just put your spline inside of that extrude NURB. So then just go to the caps, and then just click on fillet cap, and then do the same for the other one. So just fillet cap, and just want to make the steps 3 steps, and then maybe the radius we also want it to be 3, and then 3. That's not bad by any means. Just make it a little bit more thicker, so we want to increase the depth. Okay, just maybe tiny bit more thicker, maybe somewhere around that is great. So now that we have our pad selected, so now that we have created our basic body, we just want to click on C to make this editable. Yeah, we just want to drag this and put it somewhere, maybe around here, and then just select everything else, and then just middle click, and then just right click, and then connect objects and delete. And that's gonna save us a lot of time and a lot of trouble. So we just want this to be a standalone and to just stand there all by itself. Okay, and then just group these 2, like just go to the cube and then create a null, then put both of these 3 inside that null, or you can just select all of them and then Alt and then G, and it's gonna put them inside that null. So that's just an easy way to group things. Okay, and then just call this body. Great. And now we want to start working on the actual stuff. So for example, this cylinder, this rounded shape, and these buttons, and this shape, and this shape, and this one. So I think this one is going to be the most difficult to do. So we're just going to need to start with this one and then move forward to do something more simple like these. Okay, just for this, for the purpose of this video, I'm gonna be using features of Cinema 4D R20, and the first one being R20. So just need to load in a volume builder, and then a volume measure, and then put the volume builder inside that volume measure. Okay, but I just have it right here. Very simple, very easy. So yeah, volume builder inside that volume measure. Okay, that's looking good, and I just want to drag in 2 cubes. So the first one being like that, and just scale it appropriately. Maybe we just want to have one and then just copy it and create the other one, and it's gonna save us a lot of time and a lot of effort. So I think that's looking great. I'm liking how this is looking, and then just click on this cube and then Control C and then Control V to duplicate it, and then rotate this one 90 degrees. So you're just rotating, and then you want to click and hold on your Shift key so that it snaps to every 10 degrees, and now it's 90 degrees. And then we want to put both of these inside that volume builder, and just increase the voxel size, decrease the voxel size so it's more detailed. The way this works is that the less the number, the more detailed results you're gonna get. So maybe I just want to go for 2, which is gonna be fine for my purpose, and I just don't want to go for 1 and make everything look crazy, you know. So maybe, and then add some fillet to these cubes. Maybe just radius should be very small, you know, just somewhere around that. That's looking great. And the steps, you want them to be 3 or 3 shit. Sorry, and that's looking a lot more better than I thought. Okay, I think it was looking better. Okay, and then we just by the way I'm doing this is that I have both cubes selected, so I can apply change to both of them. Okay, and then just be sure to make the Z very small. And now you can check it, clicking on F2 to go to the top view and see it all by yourself. Just make it really small, maybe just somewhere around here. That's looking good, and yeah, it's definitely gonna do its purpose. Okay, that's great. And then we just want to load in a rectangle, and I think the way to do that is just by going to a cylinder and then decreasing the segments up to 3. Yeah, that's exactly what I did to get this triangle, and just make it small, you know, and then rotate it. Obviously we want it to be just 90 degrees. And just take it wherever you want to. And to me, that's the place where I want to take it. So just maybe put it like there, drag it out, make it really small, because that's obviously a lot bigger than we want it to be. And yeah, I think we just need to enable the shadows. So now we just need to load in an infinite light, and then just add in some shadows, soft shadows, just so that we can see what we're doing better. So I just want to drag this cylinder or triangle to the middle, just somewhere around there. And yeah, you're gonna see why in just a second. So just yeah, just go to click on this cylinder and then click on Alt. Just go to a symmetry and then click and hold on the Alt key. Then just release your mouse from this symmetry, and it's just gonna put that cylinder inside that symmetry. And yeah, that's looking great. So we just then want to go to the cylinder, just move it to the left, to the right, sorry, and it's gonna create an exact clone on the right. And yeah, that's looking great. So just copy this symmetry, just Control C, Control V, and then rotate it 90 degrees. That's looking beautiful. And yeah, maybe just make the cylinders just a tiny bit smaller. I think that's gonna serve us very well. Then we want to just use a sphere, obviously, for this middle part. So we want our sphere to be somewhere around here, and then just scale it using the T button, or just go to over here and then just place it correctly. So that's where we want it to be, obviously. Yeah, that's gonna be great for this shape. And then we just want to put everything, just group these two symmetries. I told you how to do that. Just Alt G, and then we have DA, like directional arrows, and then this sphere. So just select both of these and put them inside that volume builder, and you're gonna see that we're getting something weird as fuck, and we don't really want that. So just click on this volume builder, then go to this sphere, or whatever the fuck that is. What's that? Oh, so that's the second cube. So these are the directional arrows. And I think I'm blind. So just change the mode to subtract, and then maybe we wanted to just move it, from the Z position. And maybe that's gonna be great for this D-pad. Okay, and then just do the same thing for the sphere. Just make it subtract. Okay, so we need to click on the sphere first. And yeah, I think that's gonna do the job just right. And then maybe I want the voxel size to be a little bit smaller, maybe just somewhere maybe around 1.5. And that's a lot more detailed, and obviously we have a lot more segments. And then we want to just click on this volume measure and click on C, so that we have just one single object. Okay, that's all what we need for now. And then we just need to start working on the other shapes. So for example, these two, and then these 4 buttons, and this. So we're just gonna need to start so we're just gonna need to start a little bit working a little bit on this part, and create this cut over here. And now that we have this result, we just want to be sure to just group these two objects that we had inside that group. So just right click and then connect object and delete. Or maybe what we can do is just delete this one, and then just go over here and then right click, and then just close polygon hole, and just go to the outermost outer. And yeah, now we have our polygon created for us. And yeah, that's gonna save us a lot of time. Okay, that's looking a lot better, I suppose. I think we just need to go to the func tag and then just be sure that this is somewhere around 10, so it's not making something weird to our shape. Okay, and then what we need to do is just load in a cylinder. So now that we have a cylinder, we want it to face correct direction. So that's the correct direction, I suppose. then zoom out a little bit and then just make it bigger, maybe kind of like that, and then just move it and yeah, scale it down. That's looking great. And now just go out a little bit and make this not so deep. Okay, and then just add some fillet to it, not that much obviously, maybe 3 steps, 3 or 3. Okay, and this much of fillet is gonna do us just fine. Okay, and then just select, put both of these two inside the boolean. So just go to the boolean and then put both of them inside a boolean operator, boolean. Okay, and yeah, you should just put the body on top and the cylinder in the bottom, so it's subtracting the cylinder from the body, and that makes a lot of sense, guys. So maybe we just need to be sure that the segments are way up, so we have a lot of details in here. Okay, and then just go to the boolean and then be sure to click on this hide new created edges, because let me show you what's that's gonna save us in just a minute. So BN or NB, sorry. So we had not many subdivisions, but yeah, this is gonna save us a lot of time and it's obviously gonna make a lot more things a lot more cleaner, that everything is looking really nice and beautiful, I suppose. So we just need to go out and then deselect everything and then click on NA to have this normal shading. Okay, and then we need to work in on this big cylinder over here, and that's gonna be exactly the same process, only a little bit different. That's gonna be the same process, only a little bit different. So just load in a cylinder, right direction, and just T, make it bigger, a lot big, just like that. Drag it to the top, right, and then T. And then we just need to click on Control C, Control V to duplicate this one and make it a bit smaller, and then just add some fillet to this one. And we don't really want that much of fillet there, so just drag this to the back so we see what we're doing with this one. And just yeah, I think this much of fillet is gonna be great. Then just increase the subdivisions for more details. That's nice. And I think we should just make it just a little bit like that. Okay, great. And there are a few things that we need to do now. Okay, so first thing we're gonna need to do is just group both of these two. Okay, connect objects, delete. So now we have just one object, and now we have two cylinders. So this one is the one that has fillet. So just name it F for fillet, and then this C for cut. Okay, so we want to take this outer one. So we want to take this outer one and then put it inside of fillet, and then put it inside of a boolean with this body. So we want to do the same process, boolean, and then we want this cylinder to be cut from this body, and we just need to hide this one for a moment so that we see what we're doing, and we don't really maybe want the cut to be that deep, and we're not gonna see it anyways. So yeah, that's it. And then just click on C, and then you're gonna have these two. So just click on everything and then connect objects and delete. So now we have our body again, so B for body, and then we're gonna have this one, and then we just need to enable it. Then make it less wider, less depth, less deep. So and we want it to be on the same edge as this. Okay, that's looking great, I think. Okay, maybe we just need to make it a little bit more bigger. Okay, that's looking great, I like it. So go to the fonts tag and then just make it 10. Okay, that's that didn't really change anything, but yeah, that's looking great. And I just want to create some buttons in here. So just create a button, just do the same thing, cylinder, Z, make it small, put it here. Oh, just drag it, right, left, up, down, until we get something we like. And then fillet once again, make it really small, I think. That's great for this purpose. And then just Control C, Control V to create a copy. Now it's looking great, and now we want to grab both of these and then click on Control C, Control V, and then just yeah, we just need to position one exactly where we want it, and then the other one is gonna follow. Okay, that's accurate enough, well placed. Okay, I like that. And yeah, and next thing that we need to do is create these two cuts or objects right there. So it's a lot more easier and a lot more versatile when you do it with spline, you know. So we just need to go to the pen or spline section and then just load in a rectangle. Okay, and then just make it really small, just that it so that it fits this size, and then rotate it until you see that the rotation is looking great and suitable for you and for your purpose. Okay, so that's the right orientation, right size is gonna matter. Okay, and then just Control C, Control. Oh no, we need to do something just really quickly, you know. So that thing is just make this a little bit bigger. Okay, so what we need to do now is just yeah, create another copy of this rectangle and then just have it disabled for now, and then put this one inside an extrude NURB. So just go to NURBs, then extrude, and then put this one inside of it. Okay, and that's gonna extrude it. As you can see, there is the extrusion, and we want it to be just around here, same as the other edge. Okay, and we want to add some fillet to this, so just drag it a little bit so we can see what's happening to the fillet, and then we'll move it back. Okay, so cap fillet, and we want the steps to be always 3 because that's gonna be correct. 2 for the radius. Yeah, it's looking great. And then just put this, just drag it in. Cool. Maybe just a little bit out, so we can see where it is for now. And then just make this line, visible once again. Then just make it just a tiny bit bigger than this one. Okay, because we want this to be the cut, obviously. Okay, looking sharp. And then just select both of these and then Control C and then Control V and then move them here. Of course, we want the position to be right. And that looks right to me. Okay, and now what we need to do is select both of these rectangles and then just drag them to the bottom, and then put each one of them inside an extrude NURB, and yeah. So for now we just need to click on C on this one and C on this one, and then just have them both selected, and then right click, then connect objects and delete. And then we want to find our body, just this shape, just this shape, the fill. So we want to put both of these shapes inside a boolean. So just go to the boolean and then just put both of them inside of it. Then just disable these two objects for now. Wait, so we can see what we're doing, obviously. So we want the cut to be somewhere around there, and okay, again just hide new selected edges. I think that's gonna be okay for this purpose, and then just enable these two once again, and we can see that everything is looking beautiful. Great, I like it. And then just push these buttons inwards because they look like they're popping out too much. Okay, and then we just need to create these two objects for now. I think we should just load in a capsule. Definitely a capsule is gonna do the job just fine. So we want to have this capsule, and then just go to the top view. Just be sure to have subdivisions in which it has this middle part covered. So see, okay, and now we have, just drag it there. Be sure the tolerance selection is checked, and then delete this part. Then just click on maybe UL. Let's see if that's gonna do the job. UL. Loop selection, be sure you're on the edge, and that's not really gonna do the job for us. Okay, so we're gonna need to do this manually. Okay, so just select everything, all the spline, all the edges, and then deselect all of them. Just leave these two edges, this edge, selected, just this one. Then push this inwards. Just be sure you have your control key clicked. And then just move it inwards, just like this. That's gonna be our button. Very beautiful. Okay, and then just push this one to the bottom, and just because I like to do that, and you don't really have to do it too. So that's gonna be our button. Just rotate it. put it in place. Then scale it. Then just copy it, move it to the other side, and now we have two buttons. All looking good. Push them in just like that. Just push this inside, inwards, sorry. Then just copy it to the other side, obviously. And now we have our buttons. Or maybe we should just scale them a little bit down. Just be sure, yes, just delete this one, scale this one only. Then copy it once again, otherwise it's going to be a pain in the ass. Okay, that's looking great. And what we want to do now is a little bit creative, I should say. So just click on both of these and then just go to the edge selection, and then you're going to see that these two edges are selected. And then what we want to do now is just right click or just get to the mesh and then command, I don't know where that is, but yeah, it's gonna be under commands, then edge to spline, and then we have two splines selected, created, sorry, and then just drag them out, and then yeah, just go to this scale, then just scale them a little bit, I think. So maybe we need to make them like 1.1, then on the X and on the Y. Then so 1.1, 1.1. Maybe we want the X to be a little bit wider. Just 1.1. Okay. Okay, so just copy this, put it here, and copy this, put it there. And we want to put both of these inside an extrude nerve. Okay, and then yeah, now that we have our extrude nerve, just need to place it correctly. Okay, then just go to this body, just rename it again, B to body, and then just select on the click on both of these like extrude nerves that we just created, and then just click on C, then select both of them, and then connect objects and delete. Now they're just one object. Then just go to this body, put both of these inside a boolean, just go to the boolean, sorry, and yeah, just go to the boolean, and we want like these two extrude nerves to subtract from this body. And that's given us these results, which we really admire. And then just again go to object, hide new created edges, then just click on C, and then just click on middle, and then middle click, and then just click on connect objects and delete. And now we have our basic structure and basic shape. And I think we just need to create these two buttons over here, and that's going to be really easy. So just select a spline, Then just start drawing from here all the way to here, all the way to here. Okay, and then just click on escape, select all of these and click on US and then US again. You know how to do that kind of stuff. And then just go to the spline smooth and then smoothen this curve. That's looking great, and maybe we need to load it in like a cube, like a rectangular spline. Just make it really small, really small, just like that maybe, I think. And put both of these splines inside a sweep NURB. So let's just go to a sweep NURB. Okay, then just be sure to make this rectangle a little bit more smaller. Yeah, so I think that's just gonna look great. Just delete this infinite light, and we obviously want this rectangle to be more deeper. Okay, and maybe not so tall, and then put this, drag this a little bit downwards. Okay, now it's looking better. Drag it backwards. That's looking nice. Just put this inside a symmetry. Okay, so just load in a symmetry, put this inside a symmetry, and boom, voila. Now we have our controller, and we just need to create a spline, like a wire. So the way to do that is just gonna be so easy. Okay, so just create a spline, make it like rounded. Who gives a shit about how long it is, because that's not really gonna be visible in the render. So yeah, just click on this point, drag it down, this one to even this one maybe. So now maybe it looks cool. Just we wanted to start from the center. Okay, and then we just need to load a circle spline and make this very small, and this is going to determine the thickness of our spline. So just be sure to select both of these splines and put them inside the sweep NURB. Okay, again, this is where you're going to find the sweep NURB, and then just make this circle even smaller. Okay, and that's gonna be our pad for now. Okay, so now that we have finished with this modeling, we just need to texture this and light it and prepare it for a final render. So with that said, guys, see you next time, and peace out everyone.